is said the changes will have significant impact to professionals, doctors, dentists, etc., their professional corporations and their families, directly targeting those professional types of businesses by the federal government on these new tax changes. While it's important for all owners of incorporated businesses to understand the new rules, why is it especially important for professionals?
Like many other types of businesses, David, professionals and their corporations have benefited from many incentives designed to promote entrepreneurship. And many have taken advantage of opportunities to income split with family members, spouses, and adult children through the payment of tax-efficient dividends, even though that family member might not have contributed materially to the professional's practice. The proposed changes to income splitting are more restrictive for professional corporations, where many incorporated businesses will still be able to income split with family members subject to conditions. The opportunity for professionals is more limited.
And Trevor, I guess when you look at some of the changes that they are making in this specific area, they really are quite punitive compared to what they used to be. Is that correct?
Exactly. And David, remember that the professional corporation rules in Ontario came about during the time of the McGuinty government, and they were explicit promises in lieu of higher payouts to physicians to allow them the ability to defer long-term in a corporation to pay for their retirement because they were not party to pension plans, as a lot of hospital folks would be. And income splitting was also explicitly provided as a measure of tax relief. Both of these things have now been clearly taken away, so they feel betrayed.
And when you actually look at what they did and how they kind of went about doing it, they also didn't give any sort of long-term grace period to ease into this. It was kind of like just, we're doing it. Yeah. And I guess when you talk to your advisors and when you talk to your clients out there, what's their reaction to how they've just basically said, we're doing this now, we're not waiting?
Well, you know, there was some rumblings that the government was positioning themselves to make changes in this area. So there was a little bit of lead time, not a lot, but indeed these changes now have become law, and business owners, all incorporated business owners, now have to adjust their planning strategies to accommodate these changes. So while there was a little bit of a lead period, you know, given that this is one of the most significant changes in the area of corporate tax in decades, and many are not pleased with the amount of time that they have to adjust to these changes.
And Trevor, do you see any significant changes that people are actually recognizing that are being made to them? Because it did seem to me like they did get kind of pacified by it.
There were some that fell off, but they see the material changes. The inability to pay out your adult children or your spouse is noticeable. The fact that the passive income rules will result to many Ontario businesses in a $70,000 tax increase. Those are real results, not good ones. And then when you compare us to the fact that the Americans have gone the other way, that the top tax rate in the United States of 37% doesn't kick in until $500,000. I mean, people are looking longingly at Florida. There's not a lot of snow there.
In conclusion, income splitting and deferring of taxation were promised, and they were made in 2012 by the government. The federal government has eliminated or greatly reduced access to this tax relief. Professional corporations still do make sense, but they will require the professionals themselves to be far more understanding of the current tax system and far more dependent on their tax specialists.